Today we are learning about modal verbs. Should, shouldn't. We use should to give advice. For example, you should exercise regularly to keep fit. Have to, don't have to. We use have to for obligation. For example, you have to show your passport at passport control. When we use don't have to, it removes the obligation. For example, you don't have to work today because it's Saturday. Must, mustn't. We also use must for obligation. For example, you must use a black pen to complete this form. Again, when must is negative, it removes the obligation. For example, you mustn't worry too much before your exams. Modal verbs. Should, shouldn't. We use should to give advice or ask for advice. For example, you should learn to speak a new language before you visit a country. We use should, shouldn't plus the infinitive verb. For example, you shouldn't worry so much. Here, the infinitive verb is worry. We use should, shouldn't plus infinitive to give advice. I should get advice. You should have a shower. He, she should spend more time with family. We shouldn't smoke cigarettes. They shouldn't spend so much money. Have to, don't have to. Have to is used to show a person is obliged to do something, usually by an outside force. This could be a law or a rule. For example, policemen and women have to wear a uniform when patrolling the streets in England. It is also used to give opinion. For example, you have to study hard to pass exams. When it is negative, you remove the obligation. For example, you don't have to study this week, it's the holidays. Have to is used to show obligation, often by an outside force. It is also used to give opinion. I have to get travel insurance for my holiday. You have to renew your passport to travel abroad. He, she has to get a TV license before it runs out. We have to watch the news tonight. They have to tidy their room. It is very messy. Don't have to removes obligation. For example, I, you, we, or they don't have to work during the summer holidays. She, he doesn't have to do homework during half term. Must, mustn't. Must is used for written obligation, often in written rules and instructions. For example, you must take off your shoes before entering the mosque. This is a rule and an instruction. It is also used for strong recommendation. For example, you must be on time before your interview. Mustn't takes away the obligation, so you are not obliged or recommended to do something. You mustn't be late for your appointment. Here, it is recommended that you are not late. Must is used for written obligation, often in instructions and rules. It is also used for strong recommendation. I must report the theft to the police. You must complete the form with a black pen. He, she must wash her hands before cooking in the hotel kitchen. We mustn't be late for our train. They mustn't smoke inside the restaurant. Use what you have learnt to complete the sentences.